Again, perfect timing. We're talking about another student athlete that's out there, and that we have, and we got A-Rod on the TV talking about the process of baseball and becoming a minor leaguer and then a major leaguer and transitioning from college to pros and finding houses and all this adult stuff. And a lot of these kids are young. Anyways, one of our other athletes that is out there, and we see this, we have this happen all the time with our athletes, and we see it with a ton of other athletes too, is they 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 come out of high school very, very talented and extremely sought after, but they worked hard, and they were involved in a bunch of travel sports, and they've gotten to big showcases and big events, big tournaments, and they performed at that level, and they're having fun and everything. But again, they weren't really involved in the recruiting process too much, so they don't understand the value that went into it. They didn't really get to know that first practice we were talking about either earlier, know thyself. So they didn't understand what their values, beliefs, what their, they didn't know enough about themselves to really take advantage of the situation. They get to a Division I school, and with a scholarship, and they're whether they don't fit in, or they're homesick, or something isn't quite right, or they haven't been pushed like that before, or maybe it's not as fun right now, because it's a different environment, and so they weren't prepared. They didn't have the value understanding of the situation, and they fail at it. They end up back home. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world, but for some people it is. So they end up going back to a 2-year college. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not the end of your story. The only thing that's hurt in this process is the ego, because you bump into people at the gas station or at Walmart or wherever, and they're just like, "Oh, what's going on? You know, you're in your life. You're working on yourself. You're doing your best." And that's all you need to say. You don't need to get terribly complicated with the people and explain your whole life story. You also don't want to make excuses. Listen, got into a situation at a school. I wasn't prepared to be there. It wasn't, the right situation, or wasn't the right opportunity for me at the time. I'm moving forward. End up at a junior college. Maybe you're there for a semester, maybe 2, maybe 3. Maybe you're playing sports, maybe you're not. Maybe you're getting your grades up. Who knows? Maybe you moved out on your own. I don't know. There's a lot of things that change that put you at a junior college. And it doesn't, again, it's not the end of your story. It's just part of the process. So you're working on yourself. The next thing you know, boom, you get an offer, you get an opportunity to bump back up to that scholarship level at a 4-year school. And the next thing you know, you're living your dream again. And the whole thing's a part of the process, though. So enjoy and reap the rewards where you are, and understand the value of where you are now. And even if you got to that high level, Division I or Division II, or a scholarship at an NAIA, and then all of a sudden you drop back down, or you have to step back, or even if you have to step back to a Division III, or maybe you want to be at a Division III. There's nothing wrong with that either. Wherever you are, take advantage of it. And if you want to move up, then move up if it's appropriate, and if it's something you're willing to work for, and you value it, you will. And so I think it's good to point out, wherever you are not stuck. Okay, you're there for a reason, and take advantage of that and work hard. And if you really want to do something, you will. So don't put yourself down. Don't blame people. Don't shame or guilt yourself. Just really take stock of where you are. What do you want to do? Get really clear, and then really take massive action. That's it.